legislature is now trying to preempt something that we have been derelict in our duty on doing. Many of our constituents have asked for us to pass an extreme risk protection order or a red flag law to prevent many of the heinous crimes and murders that have happened in our state. In fact, just yesterday, one of my colleagues mentioned an individual who harmed their partner after having access to their firearm. With an extreme risk protection order, that individual could have went to the police or sought the support of a judge to prevent that individual from having access to the firearm that would ultimately kill them. But instead of answering the call of our constituents who are asking for us to do something about gun violence, asking for us to end the epidemic of gun violence, asking for us to make communities safer, pass a red flag law like states like Florida passed, for God's sake. We're now trying to preempt local governments who might have a modicum of more courage and not cowardice from being able to protect their citizens and their constituents. This is what overreach looks like, but it's also extremely dangerous. If we are not going to have the courage to protect our citizens as a state legislative body, why are we taking away that power from local governments who might be more willing or might be a little more courageous than some of the people who are sitting in this room to do something to take guns away from people who might commit violent acts? This makes no sense. And this isn't a partisan issue. States that have Republican leadership have passed extreme risk protection orders, have passed red flag laws. It's the cowardice of this state, the weakness of this state, the attention that's given to the Tennessee Firearms Association, the National Rifle Association of this state that has left us less safe. And now we're seeking to legislate the lack of safety from extreme risk protection orders for all 95 counties. That is wrong. And it is taking away the power of local governments to do all that they can to protect their citizens, which is what we're supposed to do. But we have failed. And we continue to fail on the issue of gun violence prevention. Over 500 people since the end of last session have been killed in our state, 57 children. Too many people are being killed by guns. And we have not done nearly enough to address this epidemic. And now, instead of bringing forward legislation, sponsor, that would address the epidemic, that would say if somebody threatens you and they have a firearm, that you could go to a judge or you could go to a law enforcement officer and make sure that they are disarmed, even temporarily so. Instead of doing that, we're again preempting local governments. Our job isn't to be up here and be bullies to political subdivisions and counties and city councils and mayors. Our job is to represent and to protect the people in the state of Tennessee. And you cannot say not having extreme risk protection orders is making anyone more safe. This makes us less safe in this type of legislating that is not rooted in research, not rooted in the real issues that people are experiencing, the real violence that many of our communities are facing, makes our state more dangerous. And it only will persist in this way so that we continue to lead the nation in gun violence, that we're going to continue to lead the nation in the amount of people dying due to gun violence, the amount of children who are dying due to gun violence because of our inaction. And it is shame on this body for failing to act, and shame on this body for trying to take away the power of local governments to act. It's shame on this body for the deaths of people unnecessarily in our state, and we need to do better.